The moment those two fake HOA cops kicked in our front door, splintered the frame, boots pounding the hardwood like they own the place, my grandpa didn't even flinch. Didn't shout, didn't run, didn't freeze up the way you'd expect from an 80-year-old man facing down two goons in black windbreakers. Nah, he just picked up that old double-barrel shotgun from beside the chair, like he'd been waiting his whole life for this exact moment, planted his feet solid as a tree stump, and pointed it dead center at their chests. I'm telling you, for a split second, those so-called cops went from tough guys to scared little boys who just realized they'd picked the wrong house on the wrong morning. Now, before we get lost in the crazy part, tell me where you're watching from. Seriously, drop your country down below, because you're about to see just how wild American HOAs can get. And to really get why those two were in our hallway, why they swaggered in thinking they had the right to tear through our home, and how my grandpa was already locked and loaded. Well, you got to go back about 40 years, long before I was even born. See, when Grandpa first bought this place, our street was just a stretch of quiet country road. Homes built by families, not some developer with a sales pitch. Grandpa came back from overseas, wanted somewhere peaceful, somewhere he could put down roots. That land was his pride, his reward after everything he'd seen and done. Life was good until Pine Arbor Estates HOA rolled into town. That company, man, they moved fast. Bought up empty land, poured fresh asphalt, started selling the dream. We'll raise your property values, make the neighborhood safe. You know the type, shiny brochures, fake smiles, promises they never planned to keep. Half the neighbors signed on before they knew what hit them, thinking they were getting a good deal. The rest got squeezed, pressure to sign paperwork no one could really read, until one by one, every house fell under HOA control, except Grandpa's. He never signed. Didn't have to. He had the old deed, the boundary maps, the paperwork that said his little patch of dirt wasn't part of their shiny new development. So, for years, Pine Arbor left them alone. Put up their fancy gate, sent out their newsletters, built their little kingdom down the road, while Grandpa just kept minding his own business, living on his exempt lot like he was invisible. Then, 3 months back, everything changed. The HOA got a new president, Karen Lawton. Younger, hungrier, full of herself, the type who thinks anyone older than 50 must be easy to bully. She started sending letters, first warnings, then violations, then flat-out threats. Everyone stamped with the same garbage. Your home now falls under Pine Arbor HOA authority. Grandpa laughed, mailed back certified copies of his exemption, told me not to worry. But Karen didn't care. Claimed Grandpa's papers were outdated. Said he was obstructing compliance. Then we got the big one. If you refuse access, we will conduct a mandatory compliance inspection. Do not interfere. Grandpa just chuckled, but I started to get that bad feeling, you know? Like this wasn't just some paper-pushing threat anymore. And sure enough, this morning, while Grandpa was in the den, just reading his book, and I was frying up eggs in the kitchen, the whole house shook. 2 thunderous booms at the door, enough to make my heart jump straight into my throat. Before I could even move, Grandpa was on his feet, calm as ever, tucking his bookmark in with one hand, whispering, "Stay back." The pounding got louder, then crack. The door split, hinges screaming, and those 2 fake cops burst inside, black jackets, no badges, just pure attitude. The first one shoved the door wider, barked out, "This property's under mandatory inspection. Step aside." The second one started reaching for his belt, tasers, maybe something worse. And right then, Grandpa cocked the shotgun, just that cha-chunk, echo bouncing through the house. "You boys picked the wrong door," he said, voice low and cold as a winter creek. Those 2 stopped cold. You could feel the air get heavy. Nobody breathing, nobody blinking, just the kind of silence where you wonder if the world itself is holding its breath. The one by the door raised his hands, fingers twitching. "Okay, old man, relax. We're cooperating." The other followed suit, hands up, chin shaking. On the surface, looked like surrender, but Grandpa saw it, saw their eyes flickering, boots shifting, calculating, waiting for a chance. He growled, "Don't. Neither of you move a damn muscle." And for a second, they listened, right up until the smaller one tried to get cute, thinking he could outdraw an 80-year-old veteran. He barely got his hand to his vest before Grandpa pulled the trigger. Boom! The whole hallway rattled. That guy flew backward, smacked an entry table so hard the vase shattered to powder, screamed, and hit the floor, blood soaking his shirt in seconds. The second fake cop spun for his own weapon, but Grandpa had already racked the gun, another cha-chunk, and fired again. Boom! The blast caught him in the shoulder, spun him into the wall, dropped him under a broken picture frame. He was gasping, shaking, eyes wide as dinner plates. "You're insane," he whimpered, pain in every word. "We were breaking into my house," Grandpa said, stepping forward, shotgun never wavering. "Say it." The guy just shook, hands clamped to his wound, teeth chattering. "I can't. I wasn't." Grandpa leaned close, voice steady as stone. "Who sent you?" Silence. The smaller man tried to lift his head, but just slumped sideways, eyes rolling back as he passed out. Blood pooled under him, spreading across the boards. The second guy stared in shock at his partner, terror finally breaking through all that false bravado. Grandpa never raised his voice, never got angry. He just picked up the old landline, dialed 911. Two intruders, both shot. Send deputies and medics. Urgent. The injured guy winced at that. He knew it was coming. People who impersonate cops, kick in doors, pull weapons, judges don't look kindly on that. Sirens started up in the distance, long, wailing, getting closer. You could see the fear change in that guy's eyes. He wasn't scared of Grandpa's shotgun anymore. He was scared of what would happen if he survived long enough to talk to the police. Grandpa saw it, too. He stood right there, shotgun still raised, eyes hard. "This isn't over, boy. Not even close." And then the place lit up red and blue. Sirens everywhere. Deputies pouring through the broken door, weapons drawn. "Shotgun down, sir," the deputy ordered. Grandpa nodded, cracked the gun open, dropped the shells into his palm, set the weapon gently on the floor. "He's down," Grandpa said, chin pointing to the intruder, other ones barely breathing. Paramedics rushed in, tearing open trauma kits, one kneeling beside the guy who took the first blast. "Critical," he said. "Need to move him now." They loaded him onto a stretcher, blood trailing behind as they pushed him out the door. The second one, shoulder shredded, pale as a sheet, got wrapped up by another medic, still refusing to talk. Deputy Harris, the kind of guy who looks like he's seen everything, crouched down in front of him. "Name?" "Nothing." "Who sent you?" Silence. Grandpa stepped up, arms crossed, looking down like he was staring at a stray dog chewing on his garden hose. "Best speak now. If your buddy dies, you're holding that bag alone." That did it. The man's breath sped up, eyes darting, panic taking over. He's not supposed to die. We were just scaring him. That's all. That's all we were supposed to do." "Who gave the order?" Harris pressed. The guy broke, voice cracking. Karen Lton, HOA president. She said the old man was refusing inspections, said to get inside however we had to. She'd protect us legally. "Please, man," she said, "HOA cops can't get in trouble." Grandpa almost laughed. "Son, there ain't no such thing as an HOA cop." The deputies exchanged a look. They knew Karen's name. She'd had complaints, sent out sketchy violation letters before. But this was something else. "Get him loaded," Harris said. "He's going in for questioning." The medic hauled him onto a gurney, but before they wheeled him out, Grandpa leaned in and locked eyes with him. "You better tell the truth. Every bit of it." The guy nodded, tears streaming down his face. By that afternoon, the story blew wide open. The first intruder, he never made it out of surgery. The survivor, scared out of his mind, confessed to everything before midnight. Karen had paid them cash, forged inspection orders, told them to intimidate stubborn homeowners, promised them legal immunity, and specifically targeted Grandpa's house. Deputies picked her up at the HOA office. She tried to run, then tried to lie, then tried to pin it all on the men she'd hired, but it was too late. The confession sealed it. Next morning, Karen was staring down conspiracy, home invasion, impersonating law enforcement, ordering armed entry, and, since her own goon didn't survive, liability in his death. 34 years in federal prison, plus 60 grand in fines. The surviving HOA cop got a plea deal, 4 years for forced entry and impersonation, then probation. Karen, though, she's never seeing the outside of a gated community again. And Grandpa? He just settled back in his recliner that night, shotgun polished, eyes clear, the look of a man who's seen storms come and go and knows how to stand through all of them. He caught my eye, smirked, said, "Next time someone kicks my door, I'll be waiting." Then he turned the page of his book like he was right back where he left off. So, let's hear it. Did Grandpa go too far, or did he do what anyone should when someone breaks down your door in the middle of breakfast? What would you have done if 2 fake cops stormed your house? Drop your answer in the comments. Can't wait to see what you all think. And if you've got your own wild HOA story, I want to hear it. Justice, karma, or plain old country common sense? Where do you draw the line?